Hello and welcome. I am Exit Light, and this is my podcast. Today, I have with me someone we haven't had for a while. Hi, Jory.
Hey everybody,
How are you?
I'm doing pretty swell.
Before we start, I'd like to say if you would please like this video, that would be a big help to my channel. If you would like to be subscribed and you are not, go ahead and click that button. And if you'd like to be notified when my content goes live, couldn't remember the word content, go ahead and click that bell and choose your option, because there is an option now that you can make your own. So, Jory, you probably have some updating to do.
Like what?
Like life updates. Anything happened since the last time we talked to you?
um, Quite a lot has happened actually. As many people are aware, my son was born back in March.
Yes.
So my hands have been quite full. Being a dad, so that's why I really haven't been on the podcast much lately. It's just spending time with him and my family. My wife,
And
who has
good.
been knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
Being a mommy for him too. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just been a lot handling being a dad and being at home and going to work and just had a lot on the plate. So,
Well, not only was he born in March, but he was born at 27 weeks. So
right.
he is an overachiever.
Yeah, he's quite the fighter. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he is. And he's doing well now.
Oh yeah, yeah. You might
Yeah.
hear him in the background talking quite a bit. Just
Yeah.
a heads up.
He likes to FaceTime with his Gigi.
Yeah, he's very much into the FaceTiming.
Yeah, get him started early. And he's beautiful.
Yep.
All right. Today, we're going to be talking about the fact that the government has acknowledged that those Navy videos are real UFOs, except for they call them something else, which we'll get into. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Jory, before we start?
No, I'm ready to go.
Well, didn't you tell me that you had something to say during this podcast?
That was going to be later,
Oh, it's going to be later?
like when we close out the podcast.
Okay. All right, then. Okay, so most people probably know, although some of you may not, that the Navy has confirmed that 3 videos that were released by To the Stars Academy, is that what it is?
The Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences.
Yes, and do you know who leads that?
Yeah, the one of the singers from Blink 182,
Yeah, um,
Tom DeLonge.
Tom DeLonge. Yeah, so years from now, 100, 200 years from now, they're going to be like, uh, who discovered UFOs? And they're going to be like, well, there was this lead singer for this emo band, and he got the government to admit there was UFOs when nobody else ever could, even astronauts. Yeah, how weird is that? It's like really weird. But and then on the day that it was announced that the Navy was going to confirm that these were, real UFOs, his wife divorced him. So,
Tom DeLonge's wife.
yeah, congratulations.
Well, the rock stars are a special breed of people. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but this one apparently is kind of a nerdy one, who got people, unidentified Navy soldiers, to give him this information. Actually, I think that one of his partners, he has with the To the Stars Academy, has several well-known scientists
Mm-hmm.
and governmental scientists. I think it was a combination, and maybe he gave him free tickets. I don't know. Maybe that's what they were waiting for all along. Can I have some free concert tickets though?
Can we get backstage passes, man?
Yeah.
Only if you give me the secrets to alien life. Well, okay.
All right then. Hold on, I
Okay.
gotta go call my mom. Mom, the coolest thing
Mom,
happened to me.
if I give up alien technology, Tom DeLonge will let me go backstage to a Blink-182 concert.
You should so do it. I've been dreaming about this your whole life. That's why I went to the Navy, try and get these Blink 182 tickets. You know, Rob has a Navy friend that is positive that he saw a UFO come out of the ocean. They took pictures of it. Rob's seen the pictures of it, and every time Rob tried to post them on his Facebook group, they would be removed. And one day he went to show somebody the picture, and it had been removed from his phone.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah. So glad Tom DeLonge is still alive and with us.
How much longer, though?
I don't know because, I saw. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I have seen a UFO. I'm not crazy. Well, not all the time. And have told the story on here. So if you want to go through my playlists and look for that, I saw a UFO. And I wouldn't call anybody and tell anybody. Like your Uncle Mike, who never comes up, by the way, in podcasts unless you're on. I always end up talking about Mike. He was insisting we call somebody, call the police. And I thought, because we lived by an Air Force base, I thought, well, I could call the Air Force base, but then am I going to be kidnapped and nobody's ever going to see me again? Probably. So better not to. And now here I am
Probably.
telling millions of people.
Well, the 80s were a different time, too.
Right. If I ever tell a story that I've been kidnapped by aliens and probed, though, believe it. It's payback for this. But hey, Tom DeLonge did it. He might have got some probing, but he's not telling.
You think he's at Area 51 right now?
I wish I was.
Doing the Naruto run towards the base?
Yeah, apparently that kid is like famous on YouTube for being friends with another YouTuber called Ice something when he was very little. Yeah, little kid. And so now he's a strange being. Did you see his interview today?
No, I did not.
He's an interesting fellow.
Hmm.
His name is, he said his name is Elia Axiom or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But whatever the last name is actually his YouTube channel. And he said that he went out there a month ago to practice that whatever that run is called.
The Naruto run.
Naruto run. More than 1 million people have seen that video, and Maya showed it to me. I was in the hospital yesterday, and while we were there, Maya was showing me that video, which did improve my mood quite a bit. Because it's just like, why though? I wish I was there. Because it's got to be a particularly interesting group of people.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I hear that grandbaby in the back.
Yep, he's grumpy.
He's the ex-light baby.
Yep.
Anyway, would you have gone?
No.
You wouldn't? I think based on this guy's interview, I think they're just going to be drunk all weekend or high. Wait, in the sky, like on the mountain's top.
That's basically why I don't want to go. Is basically everybody there is nothing but just going to drink and do drugs, and it's like kind of defeats the purpose of us trying to figure out what Area 51 is in the first place.
Yeah, I think they're going to be slow to storm Area 51. It's going to be harder to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Especially if they
I
run
just
like
think
that
it's
towards
cool.
it.
I think you're free to make your own decisions, but for me, the people that are there right now are not of the intelligent spectrum, so I would not participate in that.
But it is weird that they had this UFO like thing in Rachel, Nevada, which is where they are, right on the day, the weekend that it's admitted that UFOs are real, right? I mean,
Um,
that's pretty cool.
Unless they were just holding on to the evidence until it was convenient.
Oh, maybe. Maybe. Tom DeLonge says that he had an arrangement with the government where they would not release the videos and the government would not verify them on the same day. It would have to be different days. And they were a little upset with him, I guess, because the videos show the what was okay, please excuse me. I am on a very strong antibiotic that apparently makes me stupid. And the word I'm looking for is the dash, but the control panel. It showed the control panel of the airplanes,
Uh-huh.
and they were upset because that's top secret information, I guess. I don't because it showed like how fast the plane was going and how fast the object was going and the technology that I don't know. I don't know. It's just a bunch of hooey. But so then they finally did release that it was real.
Right.
Which, what do you think about that, Jory? What do you think about UFOs being real? I mean, did you think they were okay? You've grown up with me, obviously, and I've always told you that I saw a UFO, right?
Yep.
And your Uncle Mike backs that story up, although I can honestly say that that probably doesn't hold much water.
Mm-hmm.
But did you believe that there were UFOs? Do you believe that I saw a UFO?
Yeah, I believe you saw what you saw, and I don't, for me, like the topic of UFOs is kind of a tricky subject because I'm not so close-minded to believe that we would be alone in the universe. Like in such a vast galaxy, we would have to have other intelligent life forms somewhere. So I'm not against the idea of it, and I'm sure, and I don't, and I believe that you saw what you saw, and that might fact you. It's just touchy for me because like I've never experienced anything except for just one incident. That was just kind of seeing what looked like a star kind of do a weird zigzag pattern and then shoot off into space.
Right.
Um,
And that was
but
in Arizona,
yeah,
which is
right
famous,
outside
by the way,
Arlington.
for its UFOs.
Yeah,
You sound very quiet. Are you close enough to your mic?
I think so.
Okay. So,
But it's also another. It's kind of like Bigfoot. Like you have a lot of evidence and you have a lot of witnesses, but nothing's ever been concrete. Like
right.
this thing exists. So like it sucks because I'm not closed-minded to the idea of it, but there's no hard concrete evidence of. So it puts me in like a skepticism spectrum of like what's really going on here.
Right. Okay. But now, since they've come out and said that they're real, well, you must believe them, right?
The wording that they use for it is unidentified aerial phenomena,
Uh huh.
and in the second or third video, one of the pilots thinks that it's drones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he thinks that what they're looking at is drones. Now, going back to 2004, I'm not sure if there was such thing as drones or not at the time.
Military, I would
So
assume.
yeah, I It's hard to say because the images are in FLIR, so you don't really get a good view of any of it. And I am not familiar with military technology in terms of what their drones would look like in shape and size.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, if they're saying that they still haven't identified it, or if they're just withholding information because they don't want to release their own military technology to the public and just saying, "Oh yeah, it's UFO," it could be one or the other for me. Um, I kind of lean more towards them trying to maybe hide what they're already doing with their own technology, and so they're ironically disguising it with, "Oh, this is a UFO."
That's what you think?
Well, I mean, if you
Hey,
don't want people
Hey
on the scent,
Jory,
huh?
can you put your mic closer to you, please?
I literally have it up against my mouth.
You do? Because it went really good for a little while there, and then it went back. It's kind of going back, close, far away, close, far away.
It's literally up against my mouth.
Okay. Well, can
I
you eat
I
it?
can't go any closer without eating it,
Okay.
or being on American Idol.
Okay. So even after the military, the government comes out and says that they've okay. First off, they released last year that they had a military program from like what 1998 or something to 2000 and something that was studying UFOs. 2015 is that what I can't. Anyway, like I told you, my brain cells are falling out left and right. But they admitted that they had a program to study UFOs recently, and that these are unidentified aerial phenomenon taken by the Navy. And you can hear one of the pilots in one of the videos like going, "What the hell's that? What is that?" And being really, you know, I don't shocked might not be the word, but I don't know what he was, but uncomfortable. And you still
Right.
think it might just be the government hiding the fact that they're trying to have new technology?
Well, I'm just saying
Why?
it's a theory.
You think the better option was to say they were UFOs than we are trying new technology?
Well, see, here's the thing that's like really difficult for me to say. Oh yeah, that well, it must be an alien. Blah blah blah. Like it's the same thing as like Sasquatch. Like, why hasn't anything just concrete happened in the first place? Like, how have we as a society not gotten to a point where if UFOs actually exist and alien life forms exist, how has it not been 100% proven yet? How are we not shot one of these? We have satellites all over our globe. We have
Right.
an international space station in space with astronauts on it 24/7. How do we not have shred of 100% concrete evidence that there is such thing as aliens, or at the very least UFOs? So for me, it's like you could go down so many dark different paths, like, oh, cloaking technology, or I don't know, whatever theory you want to use. But for me, like, if I'm the government and I have to release footage so many years later of or classified documents, because that's the law, it kind of just seems smart to just go ahead and make the people continue to believe that UFOs exist, when in reality you're just testing new technology that you're going to be using against your enemies or for defense or whatever it is you're planning to use that technology for. Throw people off the trail, send them on a wild goose chase. Like, I mean, all these UFO enthusiasts will literally take any shred of paper you will give them and turn it into 100 pages of "this is why aliens exist." So to me, I lean more towards the theory of it's just more military training,
I
and
can't believe I
perhaps
gave birth to you.
I'm not saying UFOs don't exist, and I'm not saying alien life doesn't exist, because we live in too vast of a galaxy for it not to. What I'm saying is we live in 2019. We've had a government with modern technology for at least 50 years. how do we not have more concrete evidence that this exists?
Okay, well, let me answer that question. Can I take a stab at that question?
Okay.
Why would we? As just regular citizens of the United States, they're not going to tell us. For God's sakes, 87% of this country believes that the JFK assassination didn't happen the way the government tells us. Yet they are not telling us anything different. So I don't think we would know. But let's say that it is like military technology. There are people who have said that we have found UFOs and we have used their technology to create things we use today. So, could it have been a replica of something they had found and were testing out if it's not a UFO? What about that?
I think ultimately here's my issue. If UFOs are thus being piloted by creatures of intelligence, which they would have to be able to travel the galaxy to get to our Earth,
Right.
what's keeping them from just announcing themselves to all of us?
Right. Well, that's true.
What's keeping them from just landing in the middle of a big city, walking out of their spaceship and saying, "Hello, assholes, we exist"?
I pray that never happens.
I'm just, I don't know. Like,
I don't
I'm
live
willing to
by
go
any
down.
mountains, but I will travel to a mountain, get to the deepest, highest spot, and have no communication with anybody ever again.
I'm just saying, I'm willing to go down the rabbit hole for a lot of topics, including this one. I just feel like some of the dots don't connect in terms of what's keeping the alien life forms from interacting with all of us.
That is true, though, Jory. That is true. That's
Why would
good.
they only interact with government officials, and then why would they give the
Right.
government officials technology to fast track us as a society without announcing themselves in the first place? Like, for me,
Well, I think it's been I think the people, who's that? I think that when we're talking about the um, the UFO that they have been gotten the information from, I think that everybody thinks it's the one that landed in Area 51 with, and what was that? What year was that, people?
are you talking about Roswell?
Roswell, sorry. Yes, in Roswell. I think that's what they're thinking, is that it's the technology from that, not that um, aliens have come and said, like, take me to your leader to somebody. Because, I mean, although if that was a fact, I would run for president. Everybody would. But I don't think that. I think that that's what we're talking about. Is technology from that UFO.
Even if you look to prior to the Roswell incident, we as a country, well, just the world in general, was already evolving towards modern day technology. We had already created the atomic bomb. We already created flight. We already created
Right.
motor vehicles, television, radio, and that was prior to the Roswell incident. So
Right.
we were already on the track of doing what we were doing prior to the Roswell incident happening.
Right.
So once again,
Right.
it just falls under the I don't understand how creatures of intelligence haven't announced themselves as existing. And a lot of people, like, you watch that show like Ancient Aliens,
Right.
where they try to talk about how our ancestors worshipped numerous different gods,
Right.
but they all kind of seem the same, share the same characteristics. And when you look
Yes.
at the drawings, they look very UFO like.
Right. An alien.
And that we supposedly might have learned how to evolve, in woodworking and stoneworking and metalworking and so on and so forth through the teachings of these beings that we worship as gods.
In particular, the stone workings and pyramids and all that they did to with mathematics to get it down to the exact right measurement.
Right. And so you look back at that, but you wonder, why weren't aliens consistently staying in our lives and pretending to be our gods in the first place?
Right.
I kind
That's
of
true.
hate to compare the two, but it kind of has the same feeling as the Bible to me, when God would speak to the people in the Bible and tell them what they needed to do. It follows
Well,
under
yeah,
that
but
same
there are only
token
3
of,
people on Earth at the time. You know.
well, I'm just saying, like, it's in written word that God spoke to these people
Right.
and gave them direction on where they needed to go with their lives. And it's the same thing
Right.
that ancient, like, I'm just using the show as an example,
Yeah.
that these aliens did for us, as we were evolving as a culture,
Right.
as a people throughout the world, that they supposedly handed down technologies to us, but they only stuck around for so long, and now they,
Right.
outside of random hillbilly Jim in Arkansas seeing something that circles in his crops, they don't interact with us anymore. Like, it's just,
I love that we're comparing ancient aliens to the Bible. This might be the first time that's ever happened.
well, I'm just, it just has the same feel to me of,
Yeah, I
like,
understand what you're saying. And
of
by the way,
us
I'm not
worshiping.
hillbilly Bob in the Ozarks.
No,
I
I'm
saw
not. I'm
I
not.
saw
I'm not trying to
elements of
discredit what
them.
you've seen. Like, I grew up with you my whole life. I believe what you saw. And once
Right.
again, I'm not saying UFOs don't exist, and I'm not saying aliens don't exist.
Right.
The only thing I'm curious about is,
Where did they go? If they existed.
are they reconnaissing us? Which, at the same time, they've had
That's
apparently
scary.
hundreds of thousands of years to do that.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like, once again, when you boil the egg, where is the concrete 100% proof that this exists? Especially
Right.
when we have satellites all around the world now. We
Right.
have a team of people who live in space 24/7 all the time, but we still don't have the definitive proof that alien life exists, outside of the
Right.
theory that it does, which I believe it. Like, there's just too much going on in the universe for us to be
I
able to leave
agree.
it alone.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's human nature to feel like we're just so important that the only thing going on is us. But come on, it, the universe is vast,
Yeah.
and it can't be just us.
No, I don't think there is just us, but I would want to see more concrete proof of there being more than just us, other than FLIR images. Um, and I'm sure what these Navy people saw scared the crap out of them.
Right.
But at the same time, like, one of them also recognized that they could potentially be drones, and we're not the only people. We're not the only country with drone technology.
Right.
So, I don't want to say that they didn't see something strange out there, but it's hard. It's hard to say whether or not it is a UFO. And I was watching the FLIR image before this podcast, just trying to get an idea of what they were watching, and it's tough. It's tough to understand, like, what it
Yeah.
was that they were actually seeing out there. Did it have weird characteristics to it? Sure, especially its
Yeah.
ability to fly at a faster speed, but
Right.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what the military is cooking up, if they've cooked it
But
up.
just out of curiosity, now this is the military who saw this. So wouldn't they not have had the military, the Navy, out flying around at the same time they were putting this technology out there? They would know. The military would know if there was extra military exercises going on, and they wouldn't send their pilots up at the same time, right?
Well, yes, but here is also a question for that. If the Navy, a branch of our military, saw an unidentified flying object and they saw the direction it was going, why was there no communication to outlying bases to figure out where this thing was going and to figure out what was going on with it? It just kind of
Right.
seems to be like, oh, what the hell is that? Oh, it's gone. Oh,
Right.
wow, that was weird.
Right.
Why wasn't there a follow through? Like, you're the government. You have branches
Yeah.
of your department throughout the entire world. You have
Right.
allies throughout the entire world. Why wasn't this a serious thing to track and
Yes,
look
because
into?
wouldn't you assume if you weren't alerted to something being there with you, wouldn't you assume that it could be an enemy strike?
That's if I'm in the air and I see something I don't recognize, the first thing I think is it's going to be an enemy.
Yes.
Even if you're just doing maneuvers, you're like,
Right.
holy crap, I don't know what that is. That must be something must be going on. Who are we
Like,
fighting right now that they're going to be over
right.
here doing this? So the first thing you want to take care of is defending your country.
You defending your country, don't you shoot it down?
Yeah, you're going
D-
to shoot it down. You're going to
Isn't
figure
the
out what's going
conversation you
on.
have in the cockpit, do I need to shoot this down? What's the protocol right now? There's something here. Should I shoot it down? Um, and you would think that that would be the protocol, an unidentified object. And this, you're winning me on your side now, Jory. An unidentified object flying around a military aircraft, by the way, which is, you know, something you do if you're, let's say, if you're a different government and you're flying something over there and you're interacting with a military aircraft, you're asking for it.
Right.
I've seen Top Gun.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Just look at Top Gun. Seriously.
Yeah.
They encounter enemy bogeys and they attack you. Like, no
Yes.
hesitation.
Yes. And they're like, okay, we're engaging. Engage. And you would assume that they would engage with a foreign object in the sky. You're right about that. The conversation would not be, oh my God, what the F is that?
What the
It
F
would,
is that? What the F is that?
yeah.
Oh, it's gone. Man, what the F? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, no, no,
And
no.
then
That's
somebody
what the F
drops
is
a,
that? Okay, we need to alert somebody. We need to figure out what's going on here.
yeah, somebody drops a, that turns out to be some sort of nerve agent or, nuclear something or other. And all you were doing was, wow, what is that? What the F is that? Oh, look how fast it went. Wow. And then, yeah, I'm going to give you on your side right now. I don't think it was a UFO. I think that it could be a setup.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards more of a.
That makes me mad.
And I hate to say it for all the people who thought we were talking about UFOs, but I mean, if you're a government conspiracy theorist, and this is right up your alley too, I think there was something more going on here than just, oh, the
Right.
Navy caught UFOs. I think this is more of the magician showing you the left hand so they work with the right hand trick.
Yeah, that's good, Jory. That was good.
And
I hadn't
they're
even thought
knocking
about
at my
that.
door. I wonder what's. Oh, it's government officials. All right, I guess I'm being taken away.
They're like, oh God dang it, you figured it out.
He figured it out. What a genius.
What a genius. That's really, I think you're right about that, Jory, because yeah. And the idea that, because I can totally see why people believe that there was some sort of alien contact with, civilizations way back when, because, well, Rob and I did a podcast this week on civilizations that disappeared. And the thing about most of them were they all had the same kind of technology, which was, like irrigation capabilities, bringing in drinking water and whatnot. They they built the same type of buildings to the same stars, which had the same names, and could come within a thousandth of an inch, and let the light come in through a hole the size of a quarter or half a mile away to tell the time of the month. And you think and some of these are in Cambodia or Vietnam-ish area, and then the other ones are in Mexico, then the other ones are in Egypt. How is that even possible to share all that, be the exact same place, the exact same time technologically? it's a little strange, and they have the exact same wording for everything. I think that's too coincidental. But then where did they go? Or maybe they didn't go anywhere. Maybe they live amongst us, Dory.
Wah, wah,
Wah,
wah.
wah, wah. I figured it out. I know it. This is Illuminati. It's 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 Kelly Clarkson.
Okay.
It's Brad Pitt. I figured it out, Dory.
It's Chupacabra.
It's Chupacabra. Yeah. Yes, it is. All right, then. If you guys have any other questions and need any things from the universe answered, just call me up. Call Jory up. He figured it out.
Speaking of Chupacabra,
Yes.
so I was reading an article online that there were Chupacabra attacks starting back up in Puerto Rico.
Oh, my goodness. Help me.
And so they sent a team out there to investigate. And turns out that it was just wild dog attacks.
Mm-hmm. Chupacabras are fake.
So unfortunately, no Chupacabra attacks in Puerto Rico.
Oh man, Puerto Rico's where the reports of Chupacabra attacks started because of that movie that was based in Puerto Rico that had chupacabras, and they thought it was a documentary.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind, but some people thought the Blair Witch Project was too. So okay. Well, that's a bummer. I was hoping you were going to tell me that your big announcement was there were chupacabras.
No. Although that would be nice.
I'd like them
we
as a
would
pet.
we would live in a magical world then if we had Chupacabra.
We would live in a magical world.
Yep.
Maybe unicorns would be better though. I'm just saying.
Unicorns, werewolves, chupacabras.
Yes. Vampires. Yes, not the sparkly kind. The kind from Lost Boys.
That hang out at California piers.
Yeah, those kind. Yeah.
Come on, Michael.
Yeah. Oh, help me. What's his name? Help me. Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah.
Vampires should look like Kiefer Sutherland. If I ever get my own world.
Join us, Michael.
Jump, Michael, jump.
Jump, Michael, jump.
I gotta hang up and go watch that movie. That movie made me want to own a duster. Yes. Vampires need to wear dusters, have their hair standing up with all the gel, and say, "Come on, Michael.
Come on, Michael, jump."
Yeah. Okay.
What's the matter, Michael? Don't like noodle?
Yeah. You don't like the noodles?
You don't like the noodles? It's just noodles,
Just
Michael.
noodles. Just noodles. Then he passes out and wakes up, and there she is.
Oh man.
Oh, those were the days. Oh well. Okay, so I guess that we figured out UFOs, and this podcast is 38 minutes long.
I'm sorry, I'm not aware of how quick my wits are.
I know. You took a fire hose and sprayed it down.
Yeah, my apologies.
All right, well, is there anything else you want to talk about then? Do you know that the 31 days of Halloween are coming?
Yes, we've talked about this.
I have a list of what is going to be the content. So I tried to start putting content away in like June, July,
Yeah.
but we had a 24-hour notice that we were moving in June, and it was the worst experience ever. And so that was kept us busy. And then I've been in the hospital, as we know. I'm a regular there now. I guess.
Yes.
I'm earning free nights.
Yeah, I think your frequent travel miles have
Yeah.
earned you a free stay.
Yeah. Anywhere in the continental United States. So we're going to Hawaii. And so I've been a little bit behind on this. So again, I put myself in the position where it's going to be nose to the grindstone. Are you going to help me out, Jory?
I will definitely try.
All right, good. I think it's going to be. I love this. I love doing all this content in 1 month. It's fun. It's exciting. I'm gonna interview Brian again this year.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And that'll be good. And
I'm gonna have 1 year anniversary of the Domes interview.
Yeah, we are.
Investigation.
Talk to him about it. Yeah, we should talk to him about it and see. And I want to see what he's had going on since.
Yeah.
And have him talk about that. I'm gonna have several guest readers, and I'm gonna, well, of course, be writing stories, and yeah, I have a lot of stuff planned for the month of October. So if you guys want to stick around, go ahead and ring that bell and put always for when you want to be notified for content, because the 31 days of Halloween are coming up, and it's 31 days. Every single day is going to have content. There's going to be what, Tracy? There is going to be a cemetery involved this year, and your sister is going to go investigate the cemetery in the dark. She lives like 2 houses down from a cemetery with an old creaky iron fence and everything. It's awesome.
Nice.
So she's going to go see if she can't find some spirits, which will be fun. We should think about doing a drunk Halloween. Imbibing Halloween.
We did one.
I know, but I mean another one.
Okay.
All right. Well, do you have an announcement to make?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been talking with a good buddy of mine, and him and I have decided to get back into the YouTube game and start doing reviews on topics like movies, television, video games, stuff like that. So it's still going to be a little bit before we get around to it, but stay tuned, and I will have more information as it gets closer to it happening.
Yay! I'm excited about that. I'm glad you're going to do that.
Yeah.
For the record, Jory told me yesterday he had an announcement, and he wouldn't tell me what it was. So I'm hearing it too for the first time. Good. I'm excited. I'm so glad to have you here. I've missed doing this with you. I appreciate that Rob does one every week with me. Poor Rob. I'll give him a call and say, how about we do a podcast on this?
Yeah.
And he's always up for it. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
He's for the record, he's taking it easy and getting rest and trying to stay well.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate. But I would love to have you start being able to do a podcast again. I have personally missed you, and people have asked about you. So I'm glad you're here. Even though you totally
Yeah,
ruined
yeah.
my whole, like, UFOs are real.
I've said it before. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just I'm just curious and want more answers. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I believe UFOs are real because I have seen one. So I'm not like waiting for the government to verify that I saw something
Right.
because I did. And, your Uncle Mike, like I said, can verify it. And even if he couldn't, I'm not delusional
Yeah.
and, hadn't been drinking or anything and totally saw one. But I still get skeptical. What? I am still skeptical of other people's stories, which I always say on here anyway. Other
Yeah.
people's ghost stories, other people's UFO stories. I am always skeptical, which is crazy because I don't want people to be skeptical of mine because we've experienced some stuff once or twice.
Right.
But I just thought I was thinking like that's exciting, right? Well, first off, it's exciting that the government's saying yeah, there's something, and then sort of nerve wracking because you know it's a little bit it like makes you a little angry that it took so long. But if you're right, then that's a big bummer. But can we say what the UFOs names were?
Sure.
Okay, so they named the UFOs, and the names are um, Fleur 1. That was the one from November 14th, 2004. Gimbal and Go Fast, which I just I just think it's so funny. We're grown men. Let's call it Go Fast.
Call it Go Fast.
Go Fast. Um. Anyway, if you guys want to leave comments below and let me know, do you think that this is a government magician trick? Look over here at the left hand while the right hand is doing something even scarier than us being invaded by unidentified flying objects. Oh, God. God forbid. Then go ahead and let us know. Let us know what you guys think about this new release and the government's statement and what you think. And maybe we can do another one sometime and talk about what you guys think. Because we'll be having some live ones coming up, some live podcasts coming up, especially in October, which is exciting. I
Oh
believe somebody is
boy.
lighting off fireworks outside of my house for some reason.
It's Texas. They don't need a reason.
Yeah, I can hear them. Okay. Celebrate, yo. Well, thank you, Jory. I guess we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. It was fun.
Um, give that baby a kiss.
Oh, I will.
Give that mama a hug.
I will.
You can give you a hug too.
I'll try.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give this a thumbs up. Thumbs up. What is wrong with me? My mouth isn't working. Go ahead and give this a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like. You'll want to be subscribed and you'll want to ring that bell. The 31 Days of Halloween is a good time around here. And good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.